Hey dolls, welcome back to your Royal BFF, the People's Duchess. How's it going? Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm having a wonderful week so far. I love me a good Wednesday. The weather has finally lifted some. Still kind of cool, but it is warming up. Summer is finally upon us. Princess Lilibet's birthday is also rapidly approaching. It's going to be a fun one. Birthdays are always so much fun in Sussex Manor. I'm really looking forward to seeing cute pictures on Meghan's carousel. I cannot wait for that. As I was preparing those slides, I came across the latest news in this Jackie Aina, Patrick Ta, Olandria, Esther situationship, and I kind of wanted to just touch on it. Jackie Aina is a fan favorite. We love her so dearly, and it's really disheartening to see her in the headlines for this particular kerfuffle. I am not rabid about celebrity at all, so when I do see someone that does something that goes against my morals or values, I will always stick to my morals and values, regardless of who the person is. For example, Netflix and the scenario that we just had with them doing that Michael video. I have not had Netflix since the whole password sharing restriction was imposed. Meghan and Harry getting their contract with Netflix did not encourage me or cause me to support Netflix again. I would go to a friend's home or my parents or something to view the With Love Meghan episodes, but I did not resubscribe to Netflix because of Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan, I love dearly, but my morals and values are still my morals and values. I love Harry and Meghan's resolve to do the right thing, to integrity, to public service. And if they ever traded that in for nefarious work or behavior, that would cause me not to be Harry and Meghan fans anymore. So that's what we're talking about here. Like Jackie, I love to death, but I'm struggling with some of the decisions that were made here. I don't want to be dismissive, and I will never, ever, you could never make me hate Jackie Aina. I don't think what's going on right now is strong enough to sway me, but I do want to take a look at some of the videos and then get into the analysis afterwards.
I went to a masterclass where Painted by Esther shared the secrets behind her signature blush technique, and I took notes so that I could tell you everything that I learned. We started off with the first layer of cream products already on, and she told everyone to grab two blush shades, one that's a darker, more muted color, and one that's a more vibrant, brighter color. I'm going with Danessa Myricks Dancing Queen and Prima Donna. Something that I thought was really interesting is that she actually uses a large fluffy brush to go in with the first layer of blush. So she put a little bit on the back of her hand and then tapped that brush in to warm it up and just evenly coat it on the brush. After the brush was coated, she took a little bit and tapped it on, starting from the apple of the cheek. As she moved back and forth, she said that she didn't like to go further than where your brow ended. One thing I also noticed were that the tapping motions were really light, but she also did like to layer up. Don't be afraid to do that. I'm gonna go back on the back of my hand and go in with a little bit more. I feel like the key is if you think you've put on enough, you haven't. It's already starting to look really beautiful. This is where she told us to pick up our concealer and go back in on our face to clean it up. The inner corner and in this area around our nose. That's it. Say goodbye to your makeup sponge and your concealer brush because you do not need them for this step. And that's because she blends the concealer out with a powder puff. Right in there under eye. We asked her what is her most life-changing makeup tip, technique, hack. It was using the powder puff to blend the cream product. I'm just gonna go back in with that blush brush. Here I can move on to the second blush. You're gonna take that same powder puff, flip it over. This is what we're gonna use to apply the second blush. She said you really gotta beat it into the product. Then there were just light taps on top of that blush. Layer, layer, layer. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more, and then it was time to set. She used a pink setting powder, and I happen to have two options, one size ultra pink and Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. This Huda Beauty one is a little bit lighter than the one size one. I'm gonna go with the one size. Took that same powder puff, flipped it back over to the concealer side. She poured a little, ooh, that was a lot. But she poured that setting powder into her hand. And she did the same thing by evenly tapping that powder puff into the powder. It's time to set. So pretty. I do also have this Huda Beauty Ube Birthday Cake shade. Yeah, see? This is beautiful. Little bit of this highlighter by Fenty. And with that, I think I'm gonna stop right here. At the end of the class, someone asked whether she was a primer or a skin prep girly. She said she more so just believes in good skin prep. Unless you are like performing or really gonna be sweating, you don't even really need primer or setting spray. So if you'd like to try this technique, here are the takeaways. You need 2 shades of blush. Apply the first blush with a large fluffy powder brush. Clean it up with concealer. Apply the second blush with a powder puff and really make sure that it is blended in. Set your concealer with a pinky toned setting powder. Most importantly, do not be afraid to build up those layers. Oh, and you're definitely gonna walk away with a mess on your hands, literally, but I think it's worth it.
Oh. Painted by Esther and Olandria have collaborated with MAC Cosmetics on their newest blush launch. So we're gonna try it out. These are the 3 blushes Painted by Esther used for the campaign. I'm gonna try my best to recreate it. We have Candy Yum Yum, La La Lavender, and Snob. I'm gonna start with Danessa Myricks Prima Donna as a cream blush. I'm gonna put it on the back of the hand. And I've noticed Esther uses a pretty fluffy brush, so hopefully I can achieve the look with this. I'm gonna apply some concealer to blend in the blush. And based on the videos I've seen, she uses a powder puff to blend out the concealer. I'm gonna add a little bit of a pinkish setting powder from Morphe. Set under the eye. So from what I've seen, she mixes all of these together. So I think I'm gonna do a little different. I'm gonna start with Candy Yum Yum and then mix these to kind of blend it in. I'm scared. Last time I tried her technique, my cheeks were very pink. So I'm hoping to get like just a good kind of in between, like pink, but not too pink. I'm gonna switch to a fluffy brush and mix Snob and La La Lavender. I do makeup and this color scares me a little bit, but I'm trusting Esther and her artistry, okay? Ooh. This gives kind of like an iridescence to it. I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but wow. This is cute. I'm thinking it's mainly this color. Oh, it's definitely this. This is where I need to stop, but I'm not going to. Okay, obsessed. Do you see how my energy went up a little bit after I put the blush on? Listen, Esther knows a thing or two about blush. I just can't stop looking at myself.
If you want to take your blush from beautiful to brighten, blurred, baddie, this is my brand new transition blush. So I'm gonna show you guys how to achieve this look. This side, we only have a little bit of She's Vibrant on. So I'm just going in pressing motions. I'm gonna apply this right onto the apples of the cheeks in order to give me that seamless blurred under eye. This is quite confident. This is a blurring blush formula. So when I was designing this, I really wanted the pigment level to be very low. So what you wanna do is just take your transition blush brush and you want to seamlessly top your blush. And what this is going to do is going to marry everything together. All I'm doing is taking my transition blush shade and topping it off, giving you a really beautiful blurred blush effect. Sometimes I like to take a little powder puff and I'll take the lighter shade right here and use this and bake right into the inner corners, giving me like a really beautiful like ombre effect. That's why I gave you the options of having 2 transition blush shades. You can either use them separately or use them mixed together, creating your own blush cocktail. This is an ultra blurring formula. If you love blush, you're going to love this 3-step blush routine. This is transition blush and quite confident. Little look here and there, looking so fierce, looking so yummy. Yes.
And see, Patrick Todd, what kind of irritates me about this launch is why didn't we get this in 2020? Where were you at when the founding forefathers of YouTube coined the phrase soft glam? If you were there, you were there. If you know, you know. And it wasn't until Makeup by Ariel went on Patrick Starr's YouTube channel where he finally showed this technique. And ever since then, it is exactly how I've done my blush since then. You're probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about? The way people have applied blush over the last, realistically, like 6 years has drastically changed. Patrick does really emphasize the cheeks, the flushness of it all. And so basically, Patrick Toss said, you rang. And his latest launch are his liquid and powder transition blush duos. 2019 and 2020, Jackie would have ate this up. No, excuse me. Would have chewed. I would have. I'm yapping, but it matters to me. I'm the target demographic. Patrick Ta, I am so sorry I doubted you. I saw this blush and said immediately, no, it's going to give ash. It already looks like a disaster. I was wrong. I was wrong. The way that this has literally become my new signature, blue tone. It must be blue tone. Blue toned baby doll pink everyday soft glam blush for dark skin. Oh my God.
Hey guys, it's me, PBE, Esther. I'm honestly very nervous to make this video, given everything that's been spoken about. I was like, you know what? I might finally say something, because what I don't like is, I don't like being scared to say things, because you know how easy it is for them to angry black women, us. Like, I'm actually getting tired of constantly being spoken for and being scared to speak because I am a black woman. This is not even about being a victim. It's about, this is just how it is. The second you say something, you instantly look disgruntled and angry and all the things. I'm not angry. My life is amazing. I have a great life. I have great clients. I have great family. I have great friends around me. You know, I'm very happy and fulfilled. And it's taken me a long time to get here. I'm actually trying not to cry and probably because I'm also sick. Like, it's hard for me to get my words out. But what this whole thing is particularly strange to me. I spend a lot of my own money and I spend a lot of my own time and I spend so much effort doing something and honing something. I've actually never one time said I started anything. I'm an artist and my goal is to constantly reference artists like Kevin Laquan and Danessa and Pat and how they move with intention and intentionality. When I do things, I constantly, I'm aware of what I'm doing and I'm aware of where I want to take it. And what I don't like is when people try and rush you to do things. You're silly because you didn't patent it. You're silly because you should have said it was your... No, because I'm not given that grace to fully take ownership for anything, because it instantly is met with, well, you didn't start it, or you didn't create it. How dare you? So I've just never even claimed that. So that's that aside. The second part of it is I have had really weird experiences with Patrick. The weirdest one recently, because I want to say there's been about 2 or 3. The weirdest one recently was, I was in LA, I get a booking request from the other half of Patrick Tar. So it's not just him, there's another half of him, which is Rimi. I don't want to mispronounce her name, I genuinely don't know how to pronounce it. So she asked to book me, she's messaged me, she's texted me, she's got my number through a hairstylist I just recently done a collab look with. So I've accepted the request. I don't normally accept requests directly to me. My agent handles that. She has asked to book me for a do and go. A do and go means you do it and you leave. There's no in between, right? You don't. It's not a one-to-one lesson. It's not a teaching lesson. It's none of that. It's you do it and you leave. She has booked me, and then on the day of the booking, I get a text from my agent. Oh, so and so wants to record you doing the glam. To which I said, no, that doesn't sit right with me. That's not what you're booking me for. That's not what the nature of the job is, you know? So I cancelled that booking because I found that very strange. Like, why would you want to record me doing my work? No one does that. You can see the kind of people I work with. None of them have ever asked to do that, because it's just not a thing you do. If you want to learn, if you want me to teach you, then that's a different service. So that is conniving. And there's been a lot of conniving. There's a lot of conniving things that happen in the industry, but you don't, I will never speak about it. They don't know how hard I've tried for this. It's already hard being black, being a woman in this industry. You have to genuinely fight twice as hard. I'm grateful for all the videos and the people that are defending me. I've been crying all day. I'm sick and I'm crying. It's not fair. I'm trying to actually heal my body. I don't need all this stress, okay? What I will lastly say is the timing of things is very convenient. I posted a tutorial with COSAS and In that tutorial, I said the holy grail, the secret ingredient is using a powder puff. He's also done the same thing conveniently after. If that was really a part of your thing, a part of your a key ingredient in how you do something, he would have been marketed it. Let's be for real, you know, it's not. So I'm getting tired of the constant chitter chatter. It's annoying to constantly have this chat. It's jarring. It's actually annoying. Please keep me out your mouths. Stop talking about me, please. I'm so frustrated. I'm so beyond over it. But again, I'll reiterate, listen, I did not start anything. I am 29 years old. That would be ludicrous of me to claim ownership for anything. But what I did do, and what you will not belittle, is my influence, babe. Google me, actually. This is the first and last time I will ever address anything. Naturally, I'm not a talker anyway. I like to be quiet. I like to be in my brain. So this is dragging me out my comfort zone. But I have to say something. It really weighs on you when people that don't know you, that don't work as hard as you, that don't know what it takes to do this job, that don't know the fuckeries that happen in this industry, just chat. You don't know anything. I have come from nothing. I have come from foster care to be in this space and to constantly have people just talk about me, and it's so annoying. Just let this be the last. Thank you.
So prior to this, and prior to his caption where he's like, I've been working on this since 2021, and he used his powder blush and then his cream blush, and all of a sudden switched up his technique, patented it, and called it his own. What is this? Someone commented on his video from August of 2025 saying, I thought you did powder before cream. He said, I switched for the Painted by Esther look. We also have a video of him saying her name, acknowledging that it is her technique, even though, hey, she don't even claim the technique herself.
On my version of Painted by Esther.
Even other makeup artists acknowledge her technique. Huda said, Esther is a very specific technique, you know when you see it. Like, it's that easy to give someone their flowers and not steal from another artist. Make sure you delete all the receipts before you do that. No? This is the same man that Painted by Esther said his people called her up to book an appointment for her to do her makeup technique. That isn't hers, by the way. And last minute they said, oh, we want to film it. And she was like, that's weird because that's not what you booked. You didn't book a class for me to teach you. You wanted me to do the look and leave. And now you want to film it? And now he has these blushes? That's weird.
My biggest issue with the Patrick Ta transition blushes isn't just that they're $34, $37 with tax mind you, or the fact that it's claiming to be this new innovative category pushing makeup forward, because it's not. There are so many sheer blushes in cream makeup. I'm using an $8 one right now. But it's the fact that they did not credit Painted by Esther. Yes, no one owns the internet, and oftentimes it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where beauty trends come from, but that is absolutely not the case for the blush trend that has been popularized by Esther. For such a massive company to put out a product directly inspired by a Black woman artist, a very famous one at that, not collab with her, not credit her, but instead massively profit from her ideas. The audacity is shocking, especially because they knew that they were going to get pushback. It's not like there was one or two people sitting at a desk and there was maybe this oversight. No, it's like whole teams. So there's literally no way that this wasn't a consideration. And then to price it almost at $40, like,
first of all, I know that's right. I'm gonna talk about the Painted by Esther situation because it seems like half the internet is having amnesia. 6 months ago, literally everyone and their mom in the beauty community was trying to recreate the Painted by Esther look on Olandria. Everybody was trying to figure out what technique Esther was using. This whole situation is so icky to me because Esther never claimed to have created this technique, but she for damn sure was the one to put it on the map because literally everyone was making that video. I was there. I literally feel like I'm crazy. Like, people are acting like they forgot. I just find it so icky that a man is trying to take credit for what a Black woman brought forward to the beauty community. She put those techniques on the map. The fact that he's trying to coin off of this is so embarrassing because he also was there 6 months ago recreating her technique. And why is it's so hard to give credit where credit is due. That's why I love MAC. MAC will forever stand on business. They will forever push artistry first. Actually, the way that Esther found out about me is because I made a video about her blush technique last year, and she followed me and commented on it and reposted it, and literally made my year. And not only that, fast forward, I went to a Costas masterclass with her, and I learned the way that she does her blush technique from the artist herself. So I just think this is all very crazy. Considering that Patrick made a video talking about Painted by Esther and trying to do her blush technique, and then he's like, here's a translation blush. You mean a pale blush? To go over more of the vibrant blush? Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why what Painted by Esther does is so important one time. Okay? And then I'm gonna stop talking about this. This one goes out to my willfully obtuse bitches in the comments. Okay? Because you're pissing me off. We all live in planet Earth. And in planet Earth, unfortunately, there is something called racism. And racism touches everything the light touches and everything it does not. And in the makeup world, this is represented by the sheer fact that in the year 2026, there are multiple girls with beautiful, deep skin whose sole purpose on TikTok is to grab product from different brands that is being launched today and swatch it on their face and show you how ass of a job that company did. That in the year 2026, do you know how racist you have to be as a company to want to make less money, to sit in the boardroom, have the entire product development cycle take place, and say, will this work for deeper shades? And the answer is no. And therefore, there is less people that will buy your product, and therefore less money that will go into your pocket, and you still say, I don't care about that. I just want to cater to people with a shade cutoff. And that is why what Painted by Esther is doing is so impactful. Because it doesn't just clearly show the skill of a makeup artist, right? It shows resourcefulness. It shows an incredible eye for color theory. And it also shows a level of artistry that transcends the shitty makeup landscape that we still live in to this day. That's why the technique is so revolutionary. And this, in part, is specifically to my Asian audience and to my white Asian obsessed audience. I still think that is a little weird. Because y'all have mentioned Doyen makeup, you mentioned Igari makeup. And I want you to think about the Asian market when it comes to beauty products, which you know because you consume it a lot. And I also want you to understand that the placement for those things is very different than what Painted by Esther does. Okay? Doyen makeup and Igari makeup are right here. It's a beautiful little cloud, a little kiss of color on very pale skin. Regionally, that makes sense. That's totally fine. What Painted by Esther is doing is a wall of color. It is an entire royal flush of color on deep skin. In my eyes, it looks like when you put a flashlight to your fingertip and you can see your skin be almost translucent. It is insane, video game level flirty skin. I've never ever seen that before. So to anybody in my comment section being like, this is technique that's been here for years. Sure, Kevin Aquan, who Painted by Esther has studied, right? They've all talked about putting blush up to here, but nobody has done it as an entire section of the face. And you bitches know that because you can see it. And the reason why that's so revolutionary is because it is not only done extremely well, it's done on the deepest skin. And that is an achievement in and of itself that is worth celebrating. Because in the year 2026, there are still Black women who go and buy product or attempt to buy product from a brand they want to support, only to A, not find their shade, B, get home with something that looks like it'll work and then it's weird on their skin tone because it's not formulated with them in mind at all. Being racist in your everyday life is one thing. Creating a product and have it simply not work for an entire audience of people is a big reason why this is so important.
So here's the thing. I'm never going to support Juvia's Place. There's never going to be a scenario where I will turn on my camera or my phone, recommend the products, endorse the brand, ever. I don't even really like mentioning the brand because they've proven before they cannot take constructive criticism from me specifically. I'm also never going to tell you guys collectively as consumers and as viewers to use or to not use a brand. If you feel a way about Patrick Ta, Patrick's cool, but that's your business. It is not my job to fight his battles, and it never will be. If you guys collectively don't want to support Patrick as a brand, you absolutely have that right. But what I think is extremely ironic and problematic, and you know there's an issue when I get to pointing that finger, you will absolutely not call me a sellout. You will absolutely not call me a hypocrite. You will absolutely not say that I pick and choose while also name dropping Juvia's Place in my comment section. You absolutely not. I will absolutely remind y'all, absolutely not. Because it sounds and looks crazy. Now again, I really don't typically care about what y'all use as consumers. When the founder said what she said about me, which was absolutely deplorable and disgusting, mind you, in response to a comment that was very professional. If you know, you know. If you were there, you were there. If you weren't there, you probably shouldn't be in this discourse in the first place. And if you're confused, this is in regards to my last video. I don't normally tell people what to do because it's not my place to. But if you're gonna tell me what I should not be using, you for damn sure better keep Juvia's Place out of my comment section. Because the hypocrisy and the irony is very loud. Speaking of pick and choose, it's very loud. Very loud. And I'm not the only person who had an issue with Juvia's Place. But y'all do love them blushes though, don't you? Right. Hey twin, yes, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. All I'm hearing in my last video is that it's absolutely okay to disrespect me. Somehow I'm supposed to be immune to it. Somehow I'm supposed to look past it and let it go. But you want me to be at the forefront of every crusade for everybody else. Y'all, I keep trying to tell you I am a person and you will treat me accordingly. Regardless of whether you agree or not, it's really not up for debate. I really don't care. If I don't support a brand, I'm not going to write for them. And no, I absolutely will not platform a brand that has categorically disrespected a number of different Black women, myself included. When we talk about disrespecting Black women, I'm included in that discourse, period. Any other questions? Like, I'm confused on how so many of y'all are confused. There were way too many layers of discourse to this new launch from Patrick Ta. This is the specific one that I have a problem with. I genuinely have a problem with people holding me to a standard that they refuse to hold themselves to. So a lot of y'all need to start looking inward. That starts right now. Actually, it started like maybe a year ago, but no, you will not come on my page and bark orders at me and demand things of me that a lot of y'all don't even do yourselves. So while y'all continue, I won't be. Good luck.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Jackie and Esther are being pitted against each other. And look, I know that just because you're from a certain place doesn't mean that you're not going to have differences with other people from that same place. Just because you're in the same industry doesn't mean that you can't differ in opinion, just because you're the same, whatever. The heartbreaking thing here is that you have two young, beautiful Nigerian entrepreneurs who have defied all odds and made it in an industry that is notoriously bigoted, that is notoriously difficult. And it's so especially disheartening to see that this rift is being caused over someone who does not understand anything about what Jackie or Esther bring to the table, but then had like black models to showcase his ripoff work. I understand like interpersonal issues that we have amongst each other. That's something that we work out amongst each other. But to have Patrick Ta be the reason is, well, it's just really unfortunate. And that's the painful part about this, is that division and the breakdown in sisterhood over some random guy. It just shouldn't happen. I hate to see it. And I really hate the taking sides and the division. And most of all, I just hate that you just don't really know what's actually going on, especially behind closed doors. I have a compelling idea in my head based on everything I've heard, but if I were on a jury right now, I wouldn't be able to give a verdict as to whether I would side with one or the other. I, again, do not think that this should be a matter of taking sides. We shouldn't be having this conversation about these two women when the story is about Patrick doing what he did to Esther. That is the tea. I still think that there's a part of this that is missing. There's a piece of this story missing somewhere that I'm just not understanding how Jackie and Esther got pit against each other, instead of focusing on the fact that a man has infiltrated this woman's work, tried to infiltrate her business and her brand, and proceed to trademark it as if it were his own, as if he perfected the technique and erase her name off of the test and just write his name on top of it. Now, I'm glad that the makeup community clocked his tea and is not letting up on the critique and the criticism of what he did. And that is where I think our time and effort is best spent in this whole scenario. I don't like that I'm sidetracked now by this Jackie Esther matchup when there should be no Jackie Esther matchup. I would rather keep my focus on not letting people steal your work and slap their own name on it. Oh, this is terrible. I hate it here so much. Well, such is life, I suppose. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Buy me a coffee if you're so inclined. Join the membership. We have a ton of fun and members only. Take care of yourselves, guys. Be kind to yourselves. And until next time, bye for now.